What's up, gamers? This is Patrick Hickey Jr., Editor-in-Chief, ReviewFix.com, bringing you another segment of Bargain Bin Gaming. This week we're going to discuss the Fellowship of the Rings, obviously the first game in the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the PlayStation 2. However, this game is a little bit of an enigma because it was released originally by Vivendi Universal. Unlike the other two games in the series that were released on the PS2 and the plethora of sequels that were released by EA. The reason for that was, for some reason, Vivendi acquired the rights to the book, so they released a game that is based on the first series of the book. However, EA, knowing that, decided not to release a Fellowship of the Ring movie game, so the only Fellowship of the Ring game to hit any of the consoles in the early part of the decade, it sounds a little weird saying that, was Vivendi's Fellowship of the Rings. It was a solid game. Really good gameplay, a pretty good score. The fighting system was a little weird, the puzzles were a little weird, but overall, it was a quality game. I mean, Vivendi Universal really lost a lot of luster early in the decade, and then they released a myriad of very sloppy games that weren't put together well. They tried to cash in on licenses and things like that, but this game was very interesting. It was extremely faithful to the book. Tom Bombadil is in it, so for all you hardcore Lord of the Rings fans that were kind of pissed that he wasn't in the movies, he's in the game. It was just it was really fun at times trying to avoid like the riders and things like that, but the game was extremely difficult, and that was kind of the thing that hampered it the most. The graphics were fun, they were well put together, the character models were solid, but overall the puzzles were a little weird, and the design of the levels and the difficulty was so uneven that it kind of detracted from the game. It only took about 8 hours to finish the game, but most of the time novice gamers would find themselves just going around in circles over and over trying to solve a puzzle that was rather simple. It's just you never thought that, it would be right in front of your face, the answer to your question. If you buy this game at a GameStop, it's pretty rare, but if you do find it, expect to spend a lot of time on it just because of the way the puzzles are laid out, and you're gonna have to consult some sort of like FAQ or something like that, like a walkthrough. But overall, like I said, it's not perfect, but it's good looking, and it's long enough to justify the purchase price, which has to be under $10. And if you go on Amazon.com or something, I'm sure that you could buy just the CD for like $2 or $3. So it's definitely a game that belongs in the bargain bin category.